The musical It Should Have Been You transforms itself from a very pleasant but rather ordinary show about a wedding into something uncommonly delightful thanks to a big surprise at the end of the first act. When we saw it a second time, we wondered how it would hold up when you knew the surprise was coming. It turned out that it held up very well because we enjoyed seeing how the creators of the show had planted little hints throughout the first act. I think I would like to see Michael Eriksson's play Honor Student again for somewhat the same reason. Honor Student is a much darker piece than It Should Have Been You, and the big reversal comes near the end, not halfway through. But I would like to fit the pieces together again and see how they build up to complete the final twists. Eriksson, who teaches creative writing at Webster University, has written a play about a person who teaches creative writing at a college. The students are encouraged to take risks and challenge conventions in their writing. One of the students does that, and then some. He's brought to the class a story in which a student, described in the story as much like its author, has brought a gun to class, killed the teacher, who also is much like the teacher of the real class, and tortured and killed the other students, who also seem familiar. The teacher says the other students were terrified, hearing him read the story and apparently relishing their fears. She was frightened. She wants to expel the student from the class. The student claims that this class is the only class he's interested in because he wants to be a writer. What he wrote was fiction, art, not life. He's not a killer. The teacher should respect the difference. She is not convinced he recognizes that difference. Playwright Eriksson gives the student sound arguments that many of us might make in such a situation. He also has made the teacher a woman who rightly points out that women are more vulnerable than men in our society and have reason to fear a possible psychopath. She wants him out. The dean must approve the expulsion. The dean tries to finesse a compromise which leads to further complications, especially given the fact that the dean and the teacher are having an affair. That may be a bit of a stretch on the playwright's part, but it does heighten and deepen the drama. So do the further actions of the student and the teacher's reactions. These add even further layers to the questions about the differences between art and reality, performance and life that have already been raised, and Eriksson presents them in short, sharp, dramatic encounters. Christina Rios brings her considerable acting skills to sharing with us the teacher's turmoil, emotional and intellectual, when her world flies apart. As the student, Jason Rolfe is seriously creepy. This young man is just a little too quiet, too controlled, with something out of kilter lurking somewhere beneath the surface. Rolfe crafts the role beautifully. Taylor Grunlow plays the perfectly professional dean, eager to help, to mentor students, to craft compromises, to save as much of his own bacon as he can. Michelle Dillard plays the chair of the faculty grievance committee that handles the request for expulsion, as well as the multiple grievances that the student now brings against the teacher. Dillard brings some nice shadings to her character's relationships with the teacher, but I often had a hard time hearing Dillard, though I was sitting in the front row, and I missed much of the scene between the two women. Grunlow, who played the dean, also directed the play. Perhaps he was not in a position to monitor the volume levels of the other actors. Katie Palazzola created an efficient set on which the action could move quickly from one area to another, assisted by the lighting and accompanied by lovely dark music. I found Honor Student ingeniously dramatic while raising significant questions about the nature of art and about the responsibilities of both artists and teachers. Tesseract staging is billed as a pre-production. I'll be interested in what changes, if any, Eriksson makes for a production.
Yes, I think any playwright would do well to pay attention to your criticism.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.